Hi everyone, my name is Angelica and thank you for joining me at the writer's table with This is Improv. Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite kind of scenes, the fish out of water scene. So it's one of my favorite because it talks about someone who doesn't quite belong in the world that you've created.
Something is not right.
So what is a fish out of water scene? Essentially, you're going to have a group of people, a group of characters. This is a character-driven scene. And then you're going to have one character in your scene who's a bit different than everyone else. The fun of the scene comes from the interactions between characters as the scene progresses. So how would you write a fish out of water scene? You would choose one character, and that one character can either be completely normal or they can be odd, crazy, wonky, weird, whatever you want them to be. It's a lot of fun, right? Creative freedom. The other characters in the scene have to be the exact opposite of that character. Let's look at Doctor Who as an example. The Doctor goes to different times and different planets and interacts with all the characters. So because the Doctor is different than all of them, the Doctor tends to be put in difficult situations, to say the least. What's important to remember here is the Doctor is always considered an alien. Even though the Doctor may look like a human, even on Earth, the Doctor is treated a little bit differently because the Doctor's not from Earth. Just like if the Doctor was to go to another planet. So if the Doctor went to a planet with a bunch of cat people, the cat people would be considered normal, where the Doctor would be considered odd. So remember, if you put a main character or someone you consider normal in an odd environment, chances are the odd environment is going to feel like they are the normal characters. And that's something you really want to play up on when you're writing this scene. To the opposite effect, if your fish out of water is supposed to be a strange and unusual character, play that up against the normality of the other characters in your world. An example of this would be having a Renaissance fair. And in the Renaissance fair, there is only one person who decided to dress up in modern clothes. So the entire fair is conducting business as usual using Shakespearean language, and the one character who decides to stay in modern wear would be seen as a little odd and a little different because they've decided to be from a different time. And these aspects of that main character would be highlighted. And the game of the scene would be in utilizing those differences and heightening how they affect the other characters. Usually a fish out of water scene ends with complete chaos ensuing because it's a clash of two worlds. For example, your modern character could go around, interact with each booth at the Renaissance Festival, and do something to get on each of the characters' nerves, whether it be talking in modern language or poking fun at some of the Renaissance aspects of those booths. Whatever it is, it upsets the whole balance of that world, and then the chaos ensues. So what happens after the chaos ensues is up to you and what you really want your moral of the story to be. I like to emphasize the moral because it helps me drive and focus on what my story will really be about. What you choose to do with your fish out of water is completely up to you. And I am excited to see what you come up with. Make sure to send over any ideas, anything that you've created over to us, tag us, show it, display it, let other people see what you've created. If you want other people to look at your scenes, get you started, or provide you with moral support, we do have group classes for writing where we go over these tips and more. We also have private lessons available if you have something more specific that you want to go over with a helpful eye. Also, make sure to look below at our description for more information and ways to participate in your community. Thank you for joining me at the writer's table. My name is Angelica, and this is Improv.